General Zixthanor had studied the humans for 3 full cycles before making his decision. Through long-range surveillance, his intelligence corps had documented their peculiar species extensively. The humans, it seemed, were obsessed with peace. Their literature spoke of it constantly. Their leaders gave speeches about it. They had entire organizations dedicated to achieving it. Most tellingly, they had eliminated warfare from their homeworld nearly 2 centuries ago. A species of pacifists, Zixthanor had declared to his war council aboard the dreadnought Eternal, conquest. They have grown soft in their prosperity. The invasion will be swift. The hegemony had conquered 47 worlds using the same strategy. Identify weak species, overwhelm them with superior technology and numbers, then integrate their resources into the ever-expanding empire. Earth, with its rich biosphere and strategic location, would be number 48. The first human transmission reached them when their fleet was still 3 days out from Earth's solar system. Zixthanor had expected begging, perhaps offers, of tribute or surrender. Instead, a middle-aged human woman with graying hair and tired eyes appeared on their screens. "I am Secretary General Martinez of the United Earth Government," she said calmly. "We've detected your approach. Before you proceed, I want you to understand something about our species that your intelligence may have missed." Zixthanor's mandibles clicked in amusement. A lecture from prey. How quaint. "You're correct that we love peace," Martinez continued. "We've built our entire civilization around it for the past 200 years. We've eliminated poverty, hunger, and disease. We've turned our weapons into tools for construction and exploration. We've created paradise." The general leaned back in his command throne, already composing the victory report he would send to the Hegemony Council. "But here's what you don't understand," Martinez said, and something in her voice made Zixthanor's attention sharpen. "We didn't choose peace because we were weak. We chose it because we were too good at war." The transmission ended. Zixthanor stared at the blank screen for a moment, then dismissed the message as psychological warfare, primitive and ineffective. The human fleet that met them at the edge of the solar system confirmed his assessment. 12 ships against his armada of 300. The vessels appeared to be converted civilian craft, mining ships, cargo haulers, even what looked like a luxury liner. Their weapon signatures were minimal, their shields laughably weak. "Surrender now," Zixthanor broadcast to the human ships, "and your deaths will be swift." The response came from the luxury liner. A young man's voice, cheerful and almost conversational. "Sorry, General, but we can't do that. Though I should mention, our historians wanted me to tell you something. They've been studying your conquest pattern, and they noticed all 47 worlds you've taken were peaceful species. You've never actually fought anyone who fought back." Before Zixthanor could respond, the human ships moved. They didn't attack his fleet directly. Instead, they scattered, moving in patterns that seemed random at first. The general ordered pursuit, confident his superior numbers would make short work of the fleeing humans. That's when the mining ship exploded, not from weapon fire but deliberately, in a precisely calculated detonation that sent chunks of asteroid ore hurtling through space like shrapnel. Or that, Zixthanor realized too late, had been seeded with some kind of smart metal that actively sought out engine signatures. 3 of his destroyers went dark before he understood what had happened. The cargo hauler was next, venting what appeared to be industrial waste, until the waste began eating through hull plating with molecular precision. More ships fell to the expanding cloud of nano-disassemblers. "Clever," Zixthanor admitted, watching 2 frigates dissolve. "But you cannot defeat 300 ships with 12. "You're right," came another transmission, this time from an elderly human man standing in what looked like a garden. 12 ships can't defeat 300, but we're not trying to defeat your fleet, General. We're trying to teach you something." The man gestured, and the view pulled back to show he was standing in a vast biodome. Through transparent walls, Zixthanor could see Earth spinning slowly below. "This is Agricultural Station 7, the man continued, "one of thousands of orbital habitats where we grow food for our world. Each station is capable of supporting 500,000 people indefinitely. Each one is also a potential kinetic weapon, with the destructive power of a small moon. Zixthanor felt his confidence waver as his tactical computer began calculating orbital mechanics. But we won't use them as weapons, the man said softly, because we choose peace. However, the key word there is choose. The remaining human ships had stopped running. Instead, they formed a loose sphere around his fleet, not attacking, just waiting. "General," his weapons officer reported, voice tight with fear, "I'm detecting massive energy signatures from the planet's surface. Thousands of them. They're everywhere." On the main screen, Earth's night side lit up like a festival. Millions of points of light, each one representing what Zixthanor's sensors now identified as a weapon emplacement capable of precision, strikes anywhere in the solar system. Secretary General Martinez appeared on screen again. "We meant what we said about loving peace, General. We've spent 2 centuries perfecting it, but we never forgot how to make war. We just got better at it." She paused, letting that sink in. "Every human child learns the history of the time of wars. We remember what we were before we chose to be better. We remember because forgetting would dishonor the billions who died learning that lesson." Zixthanor's fleet hung motionless in space, surrounded by 12 converted civilian ships and under the targeting systems of a planet that had just revealed itself to be the most heavily armed world in known space. "So here's our offer," Martinez continued. "Turn your ships around and leave. Tell the hegemony that Earth is under the protection of a species that loves peace so much. We became the best in the galaxy at war to preserve it. Tell them we'll defend any world that asks for our help." She smiled, and it was the most terrifying expression Zixthanor had ever seen. "Or try to take our world and learn why we stopped fighting each other." For the first time in his military career, General Zixthanor gave the order to retreat. As his fleet limped away from Earth, he composed a very different report than the one he'd planned. The 48th world would have to wait, indefinitely. Behind them, Earth's lights faded back to normal, and 12 civilian ships returned peacefully to port.